what we were trying to accomplish here was, to give people a venue and an opportunity to come out and to voice their concern and their anger about the gun violence epidemic in this country. I think that, since the Parkland shooting 2.5 weeks ago, there has been an unprecedented surge in the interest in the issue. We in my organization have never seen such a wave of activism like we are now. We literally cannot keep up with it. So when Senator Duff and the mayor reached out to me and said, what is the pulse right now? What are you seeing? I said, people want to do something. They want to use their voices. We had a meeting that popped up literally a couple of days after Parkland that was supposed to be a couple of us having coffee at a Panera, and it ended up being over 200 people at a church in Westport. So people want to be heard, and they want to, they want to say enough is enough. And we don't want guns in our schools. We don't want to arm our teachers. We want to push back on these bad gun bills. We want universal background checks. We don't want concealed carry reciprocity here in Connecticut. Enough is enough. We're sick and tired of it.
What was your reaction to the lockdown at Norwalk High School last week?
I was incredibly concerned, but I was more angry. The kids that were standing up there on the hall's, City Hall steps, they shouldn't have to be up here on their Saturday. They should be at the mall. They should be at the movies. They should be doing things that teenagers do. They shouldn't be up here, calling out the gun lobby because they're scared to go to school. So yeah, I was super concerned when that happened. I didn't have a child at the school, but I have a lot of friends who had children at the school who were terrified.
Gun rights enthusiasts have said that they feel blamed in the wake of the Florida shooting for a failure on multiple levels by law enforcement and also social services. What's your response to that?
I think they have been failed. I think that they're absolutely right to be calling out all of us adults for not doing anything. I myself have been involved in the movement for over 5 years, and I feel like I have not done enough. So they're absolutely right. I stand with all the students who are speaking out and saying, if you can't do something, we will. You failed us. You allowed for this to happen.
That's what you'd say to students. What would you say to gun enthusiasts who feel like they are being blamed for something that they didn't do?
I would say that with the Second Amendment comes responsibility. And I would say, we are not here to take your guns away. We are not saying overturn the Second Amendment. What we are saying is that we recognize there are over 300 million guns in this country. They're not going away. But we have to put legislation and laws and rules in place to make sure that we can all live safely with the presence of guns. And, the truth of the matter is, over 75% of NRA members agree that we need universal background checks. So I think there's an extremist faction of gun owners that's very small and is very vocal. I think that most gun owners, and we have gun owners in our organization, are responsible gun owners. And we talk to gun owners on a regular basis about safe storage and making sure that you're keeping your guns away from your kids and asking before you go on a play date, all that kind of stuff. That's responsibility. That's being an adult when it comes to guns. So gun enthusiasts, maybe we're coming for your assault weapons because nobody needs an assault weapon, a weapon of war. But the truth of the matter is the majority of the gun deaths in this country are committed with handguns. So our organization right now, the assault weapons, that's not a priority. Here in Connecticut, we already have a ban on assault weapons, so it's not part of our state platform either. But there's so much more that we can do to, live safely in the presence of firearms.
So you see yourself as a gun safety organization as much as a gun control organization?
We don't use the word control. We're a gun violence prevention or gun safety organization. Nobody likes to be controlled.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
I'm very optimistic about where we are right now. That said, We still have a long way to go. We say it's a marathon, not a sprint. I hope that the people who showed up here today are not going to go away and think that they've done their part because they showed up to a rally. It really does take daily actions, from paying attention to what your legislators are writing bill-wise, how they're voting, to asking about the presence of guns before you send your kid on a play date. It takes all of us. So I hope that the people that came here are going to walk away with some renewed commitment to the issue.